Ooh, I remember to turn on the volume before starting the music. Look at me go. Song, I need you to get loud. Okay, well, let me make sure this stuff is working. That's good. A little quieter. Not a bad song, though. Okay. Country Tyler. Hope you're doing good, dude. Congrats on the first. See, the plan for today, it's not much of a plan, but just thinking do some more linear algebra like I was doing last time, because I guess I just feel like it. I don't know. See, I think last time I got maybe, oh, I guess I got 4 pages in. Look at me go. It's all stuff that I knew already, though. Actually, yeah, the thing that always gets me with exponent rules is that the exponents are positive integers. Leo, I did start to watch your video. Actually, wait, let me prove it to you. Uh, I'm gonna show my. There shouldn't be anything weird in my YouTube history, but just in case, you know, you never look at a man's YouTube history. Okay, yeah. Look at that. I haven't made it very far yet. My YouTube porn. You know, thank you. Um, I feel like you're crowded in a little bit by that plant. That's a thought that I've had. I feel like that plant needs to get out of your personal space. The respectable chunk, yeah. And I will try to make it all the way through. But yeah, I know you're bringing up interesting examples so far, with like historical examples of the role of computers in math. You've gone like deeper into the like the forecoloring and the Kepler conjecture than I would expect you would need to go, but maybe you'll have a point in doing that. Like in terms of like the details of these proofs. But maybe the point of doing that will become clear later on. Also, I even liked it too. Um, could have had less technical details without losing any narrative. Okay. Actually, I just realized, did your hair change in the 14 minutes that I've watched? Okay, I'm at 14:31. Yeah, it did change. Okay, wait, this is a different day. Oh, you're wearing a different shirt. Okay. You have it like stylishly messy. Those are things you were considering cutting, but left it in anyway. Fair enough. Yeah, your hair is always evolving. At some point, we'll crowdfund you a comb. That can be like a goal for your channel. Help Leo buy a comb. Yeah, no, it's like a hot button topic. No comb is strong enough. Yeah. We need one made of like tungsten or something. You tried to come with a comb will come out messy. That's like a Chuck Norris joke. Do these exponent rules really only work for positive integers? Your hair has also defeated Chuck Norris. Damn. Well, no, there are exceptions where these exponent rules don't work. Because I've gotten tricked. I've gotten tricked by exponent rules before. Those ones work? I don't remember which one doesn't work, but I thought it was this one that doesn't always work. Hey, Skirt. You plan things that you do not even attempt because of your extreme caution. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you're extremely cautious. I'm doing it right today, depending. That is what the book claims is right. Leo and others would claim it's wrong, but I don't really know enough to say either way. Oh yeah, the powers, not the bases. Are now the arcsine thing was correct. Did I get it correct? We were doing an integral, right? I forget what we were doing. Are now. And hi Max. I'm not saying you're reckless. But extremely cautious feels like a bit much. Maybe just like regular cautious. Be tolerant of the human race. Your whole family belongs to it, and some of your spouse's family does too. Yeah, you know, I'm beginning to think these fortune cookies are kind of a scam. Yeah, this one. Yeah, Max. And so they said that F is only like C or R for the sake of this book. So it's fine to make that statement here. Yeah, I've seen it before with like if you're doing like group theory, alpha beta to the M would be alpha beta, alpha beta, alpha beta, M many times. Yeah, it's weird with that negative. Like I want to figure out what the counterexample is with negative integers or zero. Because like a complex exponent, it seems clear to me why you have issues because of like plus 2k pi I issues. But like rational or negative, I don't know. Oh yeah. Okay. I remember that now. Are now. Okay, I'm glad to hear it was correct. Or wait. Okay. You found a different way of doing it involving arcsine, I guess. Really? Doing U equals. Oh, yeah, I guess that would work too. Yeah, because of arcsines, when you take the derivative of each side for that U equals arcsine, you get something that cancels with the integrand. Okay, that's fair enough. You know, let's actually just write that out. Um, So we're doing Arnau wanted to prove the area of a circle using calculus. And we were talking about the integral from 0 to r of root 1 minus, or I guess r squared minus x squared, right? And I did a u equals sine of x sub. Arnau is saying u equals arc sine would work too. R over x is interesting. Purely positive. Oh, that's a good point, Breasticles. That's stupid, though. I wish it would just include... I wish it would say it works for any integer, then. You would get this. And the point is... Hey, famished. Is that canceling, actually? Everything gets canceled in 2026. I don't think this cancels. I don't know. Maybe it should be. Oh wait, no, I didn't do chain rule. Also, that's an issue. I still don't think it cancels though. See a counterexample like -1 equals -1 to the 2 over 2. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a good one, Max. Hi, Mr. G Learnings. Welcome in. Factor in I, divide by x squared over x squared, and I think the roots cancel. Yeah, I was... if we're factoring an I out, we're gonna get the wrong answer, aren't we? Thank you for that counterexample, Max. It might be arcsine of x over r. Oh yeah, good luck, Mr. G Learnings. Will the I get canceled by something else later on? This I don't like this. Yeah, we can. It's just we're trying to get the area of a circle. That was the original question. Like, get the area of a circle using calculus. That's definitely not an imaginary number. So the I needs to go away at some point if we do. Like, the final result should not be imaginary. Um, he started going to a Chinese cooking class that is taught by Steven Tyler. He keeps telling me to walk this way. G-Hive, hello. That's a good one. Guns N' Roses. A Chinese cooking class taught by Steven Tyler would be a wild ride. It will not, Tyler. That's why math is useless. I wonder if it's x over r. I want to see if that gets us any closer. This feels way closer to being correct, because you can bring this 1 over r inside the square root. Chain rule in dx, like you differentiated r squared. No, r is just a constant in this problem. Oh wait, are you saying... I think I did the chain rule right for the other way that I wrote it. Yeah, if u is arcsine x over r over x, du is 1 over root 1 minus r squared over x squared. Oh, did I flip this? No, I don't think I did. And then we have to take the derivative of this inside bit where r is a constant. So I'm pretty sure it's just minus r over x squared. 1 over x is always annoying to differentiate, but I think I did that right. Mitalitas? I'm okay. Sorry. So what do we get after doing... I have more faith in this sub, though, anyway. We get r squared minus x squared du. And then what do the bounds become? When x is 0, arcsine is 0, right? When x is r, we get arcsine of 1, which is pi over 2. I think this becomes the same thing as what I did, actually. R sine u squared du. Yeah, it's actually becomes the exact same integral as what I got when I was doing it with the substitution. That was my first thought when I was doing this problem the other day. Yeah, this does result... Oh, you know what? You can figure this out because of orthogonality. No, how do you do that? Yes. If if you integrate this over an entire period, you would get 2 pi. But we're integrating over a quarter of the period, so we would get pi over 4. And so you just get pi r squared. Qatar, let A, B, C, D be real matrices, that A transpose equals B, C, D, B transpose equals C, D, A. Oh my god. I'll play with that a little bit, Qatar. I doubt I can do that problem. Distribution theory and Green's function this morning got me kind of brain dead. That's a pretty good reason right there. It's not easy stuff. Oh, it's transpose. The cat distribution system. I much prefer that distribution system to distribution theory. So they're only real matrices. We could say that we could get rid of one of the matrices, I guess. I'm pretty sure transposing just shoes and socks your way around it. But like C transpose. I mean, oh, this is a symmetric matrix though, right? Probably. Do we know M is symmetric? This feels like M should be symmetric. But do we even know anything about the powers of symmetric matrices? We know something about the diagonalization, right? The eigenvalues are real, I think, for symmetric matrices. Is there a particular reason? Like, why would M to the 2016 be equal to any of the options? We know M is equal to D transpose D. Oh, true. Yeah, yeah. So M is symmetric. That's a much better argument for M being symmetric. That doesn't, like, necessarily get us what we want, though. Doing a DIS? The professor figured a grad book. Directed independent study. Okay. Grad was good for a sophomore college student. I think for I don't know much about you, Breasticles, but you seem pretty advanced beyond other people in your year. So if your professor thinks a grad book, you can do it. I would just go for it, to be honest. This is everything that I've been given, at least, Max. That's on the screen. Pulling everything in the book, took a grad course within the semester prior. Yeah, I think you should go for it, Breasticles. And Suna, thank you so much for the raid. You're just overwatching. I hope it went good. How was it? Hey, Jack. For people who are here on my end, check out Suna. Video games and studying. So soon as it is awesome. Hey, so 750. What kind of problems are on the board today? In general, I've been reading through a linear algebra textbook. What the problems on the screen right now is from the YouTube chat, and I probably can't do it, but I figured we'd just at least mess around with it. I don't really know how you solve this problem. Jack the Stream is scared than a horror game. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, for you or people who might not know me, my name is Don. I do math help streams where anyone can ask a question about math or in general if they want. But so yeah, if you're not into math, this probably isn't the stream for you. But I do also like play games on stream. Just not right this instant. Overwatching some programming with GBT along the way, quote unquote programming, more talking and thinking than playing. Fair enough. What's the ratio of 0 to 0? Like 0:0? It's not really defined. 0 divided by 0? You can make it anything you want. You can make it 0, you can make it just a number, or you can make it infinity. It's not just one thing. Yeah, Katar, I guess it was a JE question. I normally can't do JE questions, so I probably can't do this. I guess you could probably make it I. I don't know exactly how offhand. I mean, yeah, I can think of cheap ways you could make it I. Can't be a unique answer. Take them all equal to 0. Sure. Aeneas. That's a fair enough point. But surely for non-zero, like, I assume they're talking about, like, that doesn't hold for every real matrix, though. And I guess that's what they're asking about, right? Suna, I guess what I'm saying, like, isn't too complete. I'm thinking of limits where you can think of, instead of talking about 0 over 0 directly, you can talk about, say, the limit as x goes to 0 of, like, x divided by x squared. You could think of this as like 0 over 0, but this is actually, I guess it's positive, or I guess let's say, there's an annoying issue with signs here. 0 from the right. You could say that's infinity, but on the other hand, you could swap it and say limit as x goes to 0 of x squared over x and get 0. Or limit as x goes to 0 okay, yeah, of sine x over x, which would just be 1. The beavers? Okay, good luck. Thank you for lurking and for the raid. I don't know what's up with the beavers, but good luck with that. Yeah, Brescos. I was basically thinking of that. Like, if you wanted to get I, you could just put an I in front of that. It'd be cheap, but it's valid. If D is orthonormal, we have M equals I. True. So if 0 equals I, and 0 squared equals I squared equals -1, I mean 0 squared over 0 squared equals -1 to -1 equals 1. So 0 equals 1. Well, I think you're starting off with the statement 0 equals I. That's probably not good, but Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is that 0 divided by 0, it's not any one thing. The actual statement 0 over 0 itself, we just say is undefined. We don't try to define it, but you could think of 0 over 0 as, like, instead of thinking about 0 over 0 directly, you could think about very small numbers that are very close to 0. And, like, what happens if you add more and more zeros and get very close, basically? Can't be infinity because minus infinity minus 1 is not equal to minus 1. uh, Unfortunately, it can kind of... It's everything and nothing at the same time. Compassion is very much a part of you. Well, that's a nice fortune. Yeah, I don't think I know what to do with this question. Sorry, Katar. As a general rule, I can't really do JEE questions. They just ask for very specific, like, tricks that I never learned. And I think this is one of the questions that I can't do. Some of the fortunes have just been insults. Because I basically I found a list of like 2,000 fortunes on some random page off Google, and I copy pasted that into a text file. And some of them are pretty bad. You can also show that M is equal to A transpose. But also means, so that means A transpose A equals D transpose D. Does that tell you anything about A and D? Conscience is the sentinel of virtue. The sentinel of virtue. I guess. Number of ciphers after decimal before significant figures in 5/3 to the minus 100 is... I don't know what ciphers after decimal means. Savia, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. You're right, Max. The important thing is to never stop questioning. There you go, yep. Yeah, Savia, I'm sorry. I don't understand that question. Section, ABCB, triangle sides ABC, area delta. A squared plus B squared plus C squared. Equal to 4 times 3 to the 0.5 times delta? Huh. Yeah, Savia and Saksham, I get the feeling those are JE questions you all are asking me, and I've tried to do JA questions before, and oh, you sent me an essay, breasticles. Oh God. Delta just means triangle. Okay. I don't know if I can do your questions, Savian Saksham. I'm sorry. Did Yap slot in his questions? Let me read through what Breskles is asking. Saksham, oh my God, please stop. No, like I don't know what to do. If you're just gonna spam my chat, I'm just gonna ban you. Haley's problem in the text didn't provide any details. Problem computing how a uniform mass density mu linked chain initially heaped up near the edge of a table. Oh God. I remember doing a question like this in my differential equations class, and it was terrible. Saksham, so please don't just look for a question to give me just for fun. I try to be here for like people actually need help with something. But in general, my favorite part of math is like calculus and differential equations. If x is the length of the chain hanging over the edge at time t, the problem is to find the differential equation of motion involving x and t, and then to solve that is integrate it. For x is a function of t. In the 1943 book Mechanics, German physicist Arnold Sommerfeld stated without derivation, the equation of motion, where g is the acceleration of gravity, physics, I like physics, I'm not that good at it though. Is this just a product rule here? Yeah, it is. It's equal to gx. In the Stott notation due to Newton, yep. Leibniz's more suggestive differential notation. Right. Saksham, I feel like you're just quizzing me, and I don't like the feeling of being quizzed. I'm gonna work on this question that's on the screen. Its integration is somewhat difficult. Sure, to make an understatement. Very clever derivation of Sommerfeld's equation can be found in the paper by David Kiefer, Long Chain and Energy Loss. Kiefer made no reference to Sommerfeld, rather based derivation on direct analysis of how a chain slides off the table link by link. Kiefer gave an interesting twist to the problem, converting it to determining the speed of a long chain. Function not of time, whereas a function of the length of the chain that's already slid off the table. On the speed v of x, his equation of motion is solving for the square of velocity. So basically they're looking for kinetic energy. Oh my God. Saksham, I already said no. If you're going to keep copy pasting the same thing into chat over and over again, like, you're just going to make me mad. Hey, Baobab Tree. Hey, Sharakan. Yeah, I was about to say, like, Joseph integrates. Aren't you Laz Joma? like it took me a second to connect the dots for why I recognize that name. I haven't seen you in a while though either. I'm doing good. How about you? Wait, Oh my God. Okay, yeah. There's two. Okay, because last Joma is also Joseph. JC what YW. Okay. Well, hell yeah. Um, glad that you're popping in again. Haven't been on Twitch for a while. Fair enough. I'm from America, Sharakan. Show that Kuiper's equation and Summerfield's equation are one and the same. We have a differential equations question from Breasticles, and it's a bit of an essay. Midley Goldie, I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's a JE question, I can't do it. I've had a few people put them in chat already, but you can put it there in chat or put it in my Discord, whatever is easier. I am excited, and I've already seen it, actually. So Kuiper's equation and Summerfield's equation are one and the same. In some parts of the world, it's already out, and people have, maybe taken recordings. Yeah, they're not good recordings though. It will be much better to see it in a theater. Okay, so Kuiper's equation is this one for v squared. Tomorrow in India? Oh, okay. Let me get this. Let me figure out how to get the question on the screen. Without having to do the entire thing. Okay, so this is Kuiper's equation. Kiefer's. Summerfield's. Is this right here. So I assume we're looking for a change of variables. And the obvious change of variables to me would be, oh, that's not what I want. Would be v equals dx dt and applying it to this. And compute increasing powers, try to find some patterns. I don't know how you can ever collapse it though, Max. If you're gonna, yeah, I mean, the answer to that question is yes. Sharakan. Yeah, you're probably on the right track, Max. So we do this change of variables out. If we take the derivative to the time of each side, we have this relation. Yeah, Joseph, it's this problem up here that Catter put in the YouTube chat earlier. If you can solve that, good luck. And I'll take a quick look at your question and tell you if I think I could do it. Oh, that's disgusting. I'll show it on screen in case someone wants to try it. Mithy, I doubt I can do this question. I'm sorry. It's posted it in my Discord in the welcome channel. If someone wants to like think about it, but I don't think I can do this. It looks like it, Joseph. Yeah, I can tell, Shah Khan. I've tried those questions before, and I just can't do them. And I keep asking people not to give me them, and they keep giving me them. Okay, so if we apply that change of variables to this equation, what do we get? I don't quite know what to do with x yet, so I'll just leave that alone. We'll get dv dt. Oh, I guess we want to think about v squared, don't we? If we know, I guess. Okay, wait. Maybe I shouldn't have erased all that. Oops. What if we differentiate this with respect to time? We would get 2v dv dt is equal to 2 dx dt second derivative. I still don't know how we get rid of the x. Yeah, sure, Con. That's my problem. It would take me way too much time to figure those out. And I'm sorry you have to deal with that, Mithy. I just don't know how to do them. I wish I could help. You figured out the matrix question already? If you want to share, please do. Recently visited a proof I couldn't understand at the start of my bachelor's, and now you get it? Peak storytelling? Hell yes, syntax. Why are analysts egocentric? Who cares about their names? I wish I knew what the equation was by reading the name of it. Yeah, name equations, name equations after people kind of feels a little egotistical. Yeah, I agree with that, Desmond. Divide by x? If you sub, then divide by x. Really? Okay. Oh wait, we actually, on the left side, we don't want this. We want dv squared dt, don't we? Oh wait, we want ddx. Oh my god. What am I doing? That's, well, there's your problem. Yeah, I'm not changing the derivatives correctly. Yeah, Mithy, I can take a look at it eventually, but I'm gonna work on this question first. Charles' equation is crazy because they didn't even do anything special about it. Just some guy or they thought solved stuff about it. See d squared x dt squared, which is g, dx dt is v. So the one differential equation where all the rest of the differential equations are derived from? I don't think there is one. Not that I know of. That sub should get you there. I don't think it's fair to say d squared, like, I don't think this equality is true. This is the overall acceleration of the chain. This is just acceleration due to gravity. But the entire point is that well, yeah. I guess the point is that the table of the chain rests on is impacting how it's accelerating. df dt equals 1 is the one differential equation the rest are derived from. It's frictional, so the chain only accelerates due to gravity. Cat Theory with Dawn Part 2. Was Part 1 me reading Leo's linear algebra textbook? I guess if Leo bullies me into reading more parts of it, there will be a Part 2. If we can say that d squared x dt squared is equal to g, then there's no point in writing this equation like this. Like, I don't know what the physical explanation is, but like this equation, like this entire equation is just a waste, isn't it? Your Tetris question, Echo? I I want to spend some time on this question first, but if you want to ask it at some point, I could think about it. It's one that Leo is in the process of writing, so it's not done yet. Let me see if I can find the link to what Leo has done. Miniature for pure mathematics? Okay. Thank you, Leo. You can find it quicker than I could. The right OD was also written by a German dude in the 40s, though, so could have just been writing some shit that we got much pushback. Yeah, I couldn't tell you why, but I think just straight up saying dx, like, I think just straight up saying this defeats the purpose of the problem. It just means the chain is free falling, which part of the chain is free falling, but not all of it. And that is confusing. X is the length of the chain hanging over the edge at time t. X is the length of the chain hanging over the edge at time t. So table, chain, X is this length here. X starts at 0. I guess we could also think of it as like the position of the tip of the chain. That is a weird point though. Like I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. That's what I think, syntax. Like v should be dx dt. We've got to find the right. Oh wait, there is an x. I've missed there's an x in that equation. Oh my god, okay. That's why you're saying just divide by x and you're fine for that piece. Oh my god, okay. So the only thing we have to do then... sounds good, Joseph. We just have to figure out how to get from v equals dx dt to dv dx, or dv squared dx. There is an excellent equation. So if we start with this, v is a function of x, which is a function of time. If I take the derivative with respect to x of each side here, dv squared dx. How do we evaluate this derivative? To make subs in the right equation and go to the left. Well, that's what I'm trying. It's just that I want to work from right to left. We just need to work out what sub we're actually doing, I think. Or I guess, okay. Or maybe what you're saying is that we know this is dv dt. We know that's v. And then divide through by x. Now the issue, the only thing we have to change in this equation is this dv dt to dv squared dx. And that should, I assume that'll fix the coefficients over here too. That's a good question, Hardy. I think it's because we just think there's like there's one way to arrange zero things. It tends to make our formulas a lot nicer too, so we don't really question it. That's to me feels like the bigger reason. It's just kind of convenient to say that it is. Okay, let me show the answer that Joseph integrates put to the matrix question we were thinking about earlier. Because I do know that Max is interested in the matrix question. Maybe other people too. So Joseph does shoes and socks to figure out what just A is, subbing the others in. A is equal to abracadabra, sure. From plugging, like, D transpose is equal to ABC. Canceling A. Oh, what the hell? You write multiply by A inverse, assuming it's invertible, which I guess maybe not given, but that's good enough for me. So that gives you I is equal to ABCD, which is M squared. Wow. And so because 2016 is even, it's just equal to M squared. Is M equal I also possible? Yeah, and so I think Aeneas brought up a similar issue too, where if you make them all the zero matrix, they could all be correct. I assume what you found is the most general thing that's always correct, though, Joseph. That's a good catch. Hey, Roxra. Sorry, I'm falling behind on chat. Let f map r to r be differentiable, and suppose f prime is an integer for every x. Is f linear? Ooh. I would think so, Tussulus. But I feel like if that's a question, the answer is probably no. um... Yeah, I mean, Joseph, you got way farther than this question than I did. So your factor is one for the analog continuation slash the gamma function? Probably? Trying where they're cooking with the first equation, ddxv squared is a pretty rough to understand it all. Yeah, it probably has a physical meaning that I don't know immediately. Yeah, actually, I guess it's what Breskel says. It's basically just kinetic energy, but we said the constants, so they're one. Q is not, well, yeah, it's a rational number. Aeneas got this. A equals BCD transpose. So M squared A recursively. Whoa. Aeneas got the opposite, just M. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what to think. Hey, Fembucks. You'll dance to a different beat next summer. Interesting. Okay, so sorry that I'm so behind on chat. Syntax is asking what the question is. It's basically comparing different differential equations that model a chain falling off a table. It's a pretty classic evil differential equations problem. The problem is too long for me to show it all at once, but it's posted in the homework helps section by Breasticles. And so the immediate problem is just to go from Summerfield's equation and find the right substitution to get to Kiefer's equation. I think we know the right substitution, but it's like we have to figure out how to work that substitution. Because there's some confusing stuff with like derivatives. I think I should be okay, Breskles, but maybe someone else will. I mean, I think it might be interesting just to see what the book is in general, too. You know, to solve it, Control C, open chat, Control V. That'll do it, Tussulus. You like burgers filled with steamed hams. Okay, Principal Skinner. Inside Interesting Integrals. Ooh. Looks like a fun book. It's Riemann. Just want to see the table of contents. Ugh. There we go. Feynman, Gamma, Beta, Power Series. Yeah, this book looks kind of sick. Oh, if that's the AI answer, Shah Khan, I'm not too interested in it, to be honest. Steam hammed. Prime numbers seem seem random. Why do mathematicians still try to find patterns in them? Because I think we don't know if they're truly random or not. Right? So there are some patterns that we have found within prime numbers. And they just hold a special place in the number system, so we try to understand them more. It's a pretty fun book to work out of, it looks like it. Okay, how does chain rule work? We have dvdt. We want dvdx. Welcome back, Roxra. Also in cryptography, true. Good night, Sharakan. Why don't we try to prove unproven theorems of Ramanujan? Because it's very difficult. You're welcome to try, though. I know who Ramanujan is. He's very famous. Jeffries, in which country is Timbuktu? I can't remember offhand. I have heard of Timbuktu. We can figure out a ton of cryptography and physics, but it's very important. Yeah, I guess it'd probably blow up cryptography if we could find a pattern. I would imagine. That's true. Africa is not a country. Okay, we need to do like dvdt is equal to dvdx times dx dt. That's chain rule. And so dvdx is dvdt divided by dx dt. And dx dt is just... Oh wait, sorry, we're trying to isolate dvd... Or no. Sorry. dx dt is just v. Aha. Okay. Eventually, I get there. Yeah, Tesla, I'll pass on that one. Okay, so I did this for just v. We actually wanted to do it for v squared though. Then you do it, Tussulus. v squared. Well, how do we get this to be v squared then? This is so annoying. These substitutions can be so tricky for differential equations. Thank you, Dark Devil. Huh. I guess, do we, so dv, or can we do something stupid like this? So it's 1 over 2v dv squared dt. V squared equals g. And then we use this? dv squared dt. Is equal to v dv squared dx. Ooh, this looks... Oh, hey, this might be right. Because this is 1 over v, so I multiplied over to the other side. One over x v squared equals g. Oh my god. Wait, yes. I think God, that... Okay, this was a journey. I think I figured out the first... I figured out part A. Is the biggest real number bigger than 0? The biggest real number does not exist. Okay. God, I get so confused with substitutions. The chain rule can be so tricky. Can intuition ever be more important than rigorous proof in mathematical discovery? I would say they're equally important, because you don't know what to prove if you don't have intuition, or you don't know how to find the rigorous proof, usually, if you don't have good intuition. I would think. So I'd say that you kind of need both. Or they're both, like, equally important. Okay. This is Kiefer's? Yeah. First order in v squared. Well, why do you write it like that for integrating factor? Smallest real number doesn't exist by the well-ordering theorem, which is implied by the axiom of choice. Well, there should be no smallest real number. It's like an open set type of issue. You can get as close as you want to 0. Like, you can get arbitrarily close. Like, oh yeah, so actually that... if you want to claim there is a smallest real number, call it epsilon. I just divided by 2, and I've now found a smaller real number. So that's like the proof that I know that there is no smallest real number. What does 6, 7 mean? I don't think anyone knows what it actually means. I've heard tons of different explanations, and I've heard, for each one I've heard someone else say that that's not true, so I don't really know. Yeah, I like writing it like this for doing an integrating factor. I don't know why you would ever write it like that. The integrating factor, mu, is e to the integral 2 over x dx. 6, 7 is a prime, is it? I guess so. 2 ln x, which is equal to x squared. So then v squared is equal to 1 over x squared integral x squared times 2g dx. Right. V squared is equal to 2g over x squared 1/3 x cubed plus c. So v squared is equal to 2g over 3x plus, I'm going to absorb this 2g inside of the constant of integration. So c over x squared. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that's part B. Song by Skrilla? I don't know who that is. I know who Skrillex is. Any set can be well ordered. Doesn't really help because the actual ordering is arbitrary and can be changed by applying any bijection. Oh, okay. Show that the chain falls to the constant acceleration 1/3 g. Let me get that on the screen. Probably, do we want to find dv dt in that case? Hopefully find it's a constant. Oh, it's the song. This x becomes a v. Wait, do we have an initial condition for this equation? Do we need to worry about that? V. Initially heaped up near the edge of the table. Is it 0, 0? Hardik, it seems way too hard to me. I can't do JE advanced questions. Yeah, I guess this second sentence here, heaped up near the edge of the table, I guess means that we start at 0. I don't know how the chain would begin to fall, but I guess we're not going to worry about that. V of 0 is equal to 0. So when the initial position is 0, there's 0 initial velocity, and that implies c equals 0. That makes this part easier. Hey, and that gives us the exact answer that we want. dv dt, which is acceleration, is equal to g over 3. Okay, and then part D is another essay. Zero result from part B to calculate capital T, the time for a chain of length L to completely slide off the table. Just honestly, I have to tell you that our calculations response to the above present good solid math have been much debated into recent years whether or not it's good physics. Oh, this isn't related to part D. We'll read that in a second. Well, let's do the math first and then realize how we got baited. Result from part B to calculate. T. We know acceleration is constant. Sounds good, Tussulus. See you later. Thank you for hanging out. So does that mean we could also write V as a third GT? I think that's okay. And that would mean the integral from 0 to L of each side with respect to time. That's what we want. Well, thank you, Hardik, for the kind words. This integral on the left feels awkward to me for some reason, because it will just result in L. That's not really what I want on the left-hand side, though. Well, would it? This is dx dt, so it's just x. But divided from, I guess it's x of L minus x of 0. That's what it is. And x of 0 is 0. Uh, 1 over 6 gt squared divided from 0. Wait. Oops. That's the... Oh my god. T. That's the other issue. X of t, which we're calling L. Ugh. So L is equal to 1/6 g capital T squared. And then we just isolate T. So 6L over G, well, okay. T is equal to square root 6L over G. Okay. Well, let's find out. Wait, does this check out dimensionally? Mass divided by mass. Oh, hey, yeah, the dimensions check out. Hell yeah. That means we're absolutely, definitely 100% correct. Whether or not it's good physics, Cayley-Sommerfeld-Kiefer analyses involve a failure of energy conservation when a chain slides off a table. Actually quite easy to show. Initial PE and KE are both 0. Yes, that's why I was confused by the problem. Yeah, Joseph, I was cooking up something crazy. The initial total energy is 0, and chain is just finished sliding completely off the table. Its speed is root 2g L over 3, as well as you should have already come across in your earlier analyses. That feels like something we could get easily. Or that feels in line with what we have, I think, maybe. So its kinetic energy is 1/2 mu L 2g L over 3. Oh yeah, sure, that's just 1/2 mv squared. Chain center mass is at L over 2 below the tabletop. Okay, sure. So its potential energy is mgh, sure. At the completion of the fall, total energy is a negative number, so energy was lost during the fall. It's a puzzle in its own right, since the slide was said to be frictionless. How is energy dissipated? Was in fact question stimulated Kiefer to write his paper in the first place? In recent years, because have claimed that Cayley's falling chain does conserve energy. So for your last question here, take the root in part B and gives the speed. Okay. Assume conservation of energy, show the chain falls with a constant acceleration of 1/2 g, not Cayley's 1/3 g. Okay. This is a fun question. So the chain initially has 0 energy. Well, it has potential energy. Wait. It does have potential energy. Wait, the tabletop is our 0 reference for P. Oh, okay. So we are starting with 0 initial energy. Heart-shaped graph. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've seen graphs like that, Yonro. Where does acceleration appear in energy? Hmm. Well, I guess we would isolate the v squared in kinetic energy and do something with that. Take the derivative in time again. Oops. So if we have 1/2 mu L v squared equal to mu L squared G over 3. Wait, sorry. Ugh. This is the kinetic energy at the end. Okay, and then plus potential energy, which is a negative number. L squared G over 2 is equal to 0. Yeah. Joseph, I think... Will this get us the right answer? Maybe. I don't know. Feels something like this. The 1/2 mu L factors can go away. Well, that's not good. Well, it might be good. No. Well, I want to take the derivative with respect to time. So actually, that should be an x. And this should be an x. This might work. This is so crazy, it just might work. I guess derivative with respect to time? Question mark? Hope we get a constant. This is a v, so that goes away. The 2 goes away. I think the x seems like a problem, though. Oh, you're saying this is a separable ODE. Actually, oh yeah, no. We want dv/dt. We want it to be a constant. Wait, should this over 2 be here? L squared over 2. Where does that come from? I think that over 2 shouldn't be there, actually. Because I'm making the potential energy at any point. Oh, wait. No, the over 2 should be there. Yeah, Russell, so this is like the exact derivative that we want. I should have gotten g over 2 here, and I'm trying to figure out why I didn't. And I'm missing an x on the second line. On this line? Oh, hot. I tried to cancel it with this x. I forgot to take away the squared, though. Well, there's your problem. Oh my god, that fixes everything. 1/2 g. Thank you, Joseph. I'm not sure what you're doing there, breasticles. D squared. I don't know why you would take a square root. But I think what I've done here is now correct. Fly me to the currents. It's more of a differential equations question. It involves physics too, though. Hi again, Leo. All right, good question. I like that one. But Russell, let me know if you want to go back over any of this. Because I kind of was doing this just like my stream of conscious and not actually explaining it. Yep, Alex, we got that too. Okay, if anyone else has a question or thing they want to talk about, please let me know. The integral of log x? I think that's x log x minus x off the top of my head. That's a good next question for us to do, though. I'm assuming base e here. Phobos, Agent Chody Banks. How's it going? So yeah, this is one that it's a sneaky integration by parts. So integration by parts, you normally do it when there's two functions being multiplied, like x times sine of x. There's multiplication right there, and that's a good time to do integration by parts. You can actually do it for the integral just log. What you do is you write it, as like 1 times log, and we do integration by parts with these parts. So people teach integration by parts differently. The way that I learned it is to set it up like this. Say the one thing is u, say that one thing is v, and then take the derivative of this side. Du is 1 over x dx, v is x, and then it's uv minus v du. So x log x minus x times 1 over x dx. And so we get x log x minus the integral of just dx, and that comes out to be just x. So if that makes sense, let me know if you have any questions about that. No worries. Okay, so if anyone has a question, please do let me know. If not, I wouldn't mind scrolling a bit more through this book that Bresco's linked, because it just kind of looks, I just want to see what's up with it. Like, what the hell is Dalzell's integral? Actually, what is the Riemann integral even? Is it just the Riemann definition for an integral, or did Riemann also have some crazy looking integral? No, it's just the Riemann definition. I do see them being sneaky and using zeta for their, like, dummy variable, basically. Ooh, I kind of like the hand-drawn figure. I guess the hand-drawn style. It's about as close to a miracle as you'll get in mathematics. That the integral from 0 to infinity of e to the minus x squared is 1/2 root pi. Why do they do it from 0 to infinity? I think it's much nicer when it's minus infinity to infinity. It's even, so it's not a big difference, but... I think you should be more explicit here in step 2. Then a miracle occurs. This looks like gibberish, though, unfortunately. You're even? No, I can't even. My face is beautiful and symmetric. Aw. I didn't know you were going that way with it. Sorry, I'm also odd. Okay, how do they explain the Lebesgue integral? Just honestly, for the engineers reading this, and to avoid scroll donation by the mathematicians reading this, I'm gonna take time out here to tell you that the Riemann integral and its interpretation is not the end of the line when it comes to integration. So I know theoretically what a Lebesgue integral is, but I don't actually know how they work. Lebesgues. Yeah, what's the question? Fly me to the currents. The one cooked up in 1829 by... I didn't know that was his first name. Lejeune? Dirochet? Raven? Hell yeah. Nice to hear it. Yeah, I can read it. I don't know if I can do it. Always think about it for a minute. So on to that means every number in the domain gets assigned. Or sorry, God damn it. So I always get this mixed up. Onto means that we hit every single one of the points in the range, maybe more than once. That's not a function. Yeah, and surjective doesn't help me either. I can never remember the difference between these words. I appreciate the attempt, though. We'll just let's not make a stupid mistake. Let's just at least one element. Yes. Okay. You explained this way too complicated, Wikipedia. But it is what I was thinking and not explaining well. Why is 0 factorial 1? It's basically, it makes our formulas work well, and you could interpret it as there's one way to arrange nothing. I need to finish 4 years of school material because I'm 16, but still in grade 8. Your homeschool math's one of my weaknesses. Is it okay if you can help me understand some things better? Yeah, if you want to ask me a question, please do, Raven. Okay, so f is a function. We know the output, it hits every single one of these numbers. Okay, and so I feel like, so this is like what, a binary operation? The only way for us to be onto for like a finite set like this, isn't it? Don't we also need to be one-to-one? Like if we only have 4 elements and we have to map to 4 unique things, I think this is just a permutation, isn't it? I guess it's outputting a scalar. Well, okay. F of A, B. I guess, yeah, never mind. I'm thinking of... in my head, I was making it S to S, the function, but S cross S, or S times S, is something else. Yeah, okay. Now that I understand what the question is asking, I don't think I could do it. I'm sorry, fly me to the currents. I don't know how you even start this. Hey, Shub. Basic algebra is finished decimal, scientific notation, exponents, cube, and square roots, but things you still need to start learning algebra and algebra 2. No, Raven. You're good. Because I don't think I know how to do this question anyway, and I don't have any other questions that are waiting. Cube and square roots, what things you still need to start learning algebra and algebra 2. So, honestly, I would take a look at OpenStax, because even if you don't necessarily want to, like, you probably have your own way of learning already. But OpenStax has textbooks that are free, and it can be a good benchmark for like how much from these books do you recognize, and what things are you maybe lacking. So I maybe like start with like elementary algebra 2e. Yeah, and I think it's probably uh human square roots. I guess you're probably somewhere in chapter 1 of this book. I would guess. And so you could use this as like just kind of like flip through it and see how much you do and don't recognize. And you can kind of figure out what to study using this book. You don't have to use this book to actually study, but it follows a pretty typical like school curriculum. So it's a good place to just kind of like figure out what your next steps should be, I would say. See, I hope that helps, Raven. I was anxious whenever you study because you're scared of falling behind others, getting bullied, or failing in life. Yeah, fair enough, Raven. I hope that you find a way to like deal with that anxiety. Yeah, and if you have like questions with if you have more questions like that, or if you have questions about like trying to understand a piece of math, feel free to ask me. There's also these other people on YouTube who might be able to help you too, or at least like other places to like talk and think about math. But yeah, thank you for the question, Raven. How many are onto might be a good place to start. I don't know how to even do that though. Condition also means that f of a b is greater than or equal to max a b. Name one onto function. I guess that's probably the best place to start, yeah. So we have 4 things, and we need 2 numbers as an input. So we have 4 choose too many possibilities, right? Well, with repeats. Is this last Christmas that gave you my heart? And the very next day you gave it away? It is. It's a remix. Okay. Anyway, if you're on YouTube, you can't hear the music, but on Twitch, there's music playing. Okay, I guess we have 16 possibilities, right? Because the order matters. Okay. Determine number of valid functions. Fair enough, Tomatoso. I would have difficulties with every single one of those steps, though. Okay. I guess f of a b equals a is an example of an onto function. Same with f of a b equals b. Quadratic problem. You can post it if you want, Mithy. I can't promise I can do it. Or Lord, you can put it there in chat, or you can put it in my Discord. Wait, 4 to the 4? I thought it was 4 times 4. I think it's 4 times 4. Or like 4 squared, I guess. Okay, I guess that does help me figure out what an onto function would look like. Hi, Roxra. Wait, do you have a question, Roxra? I forget. The stream's been really like busy up until like half an hour ago, so like, anything that's happened before then I've kind of forgotten. Um, it's like we couldn't do A plus B because we wouldn't be closed. Okay, sounds good. Oh, sorry, you did post that in the Discord too, didn't you? The integral position, it has a name. We've talked about this before. Mithy, I'll try my hand on that problem in a second. Absolute is the integral position with respect to time. It's a measure of sustained displacement of an object from its initial position. How far away and for how long. So it's like displacement, but it's almost weighted by how much time it spends at each position. You can't conceptualize that? I don't know if there's a practical use. There might not be. Oh, I have heard of PID controllers. I stands for absolute, naturally. Okay. And D stands for velocity. Oh, because of integral and derivative. Yeah, sure. Anglement. So it's like a sort of thing like, what's the derivative of acceleration? It does have some niche uses, and it's hard to think about. It's not common, and I would say this is the same thing. It's not common. It's very niche, this thing. Yeah, jerk. And snap and all that. Okay, so second feats? I guess so. All right, well, let's make it in order for the questions here. So fly me to the currents. I don't know how to solve your problem. If we have time later, I can come back to it and think about it. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I can think about it more, but I'm going to prioritize questions that I can answer. Sorry. Your physics teacher says that? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll have something more interesting to say about it. I have no idea. Fly me to the currents. Okay. Thank you for understanding, though. All right, so we're going to start with Mithy's question, because I have kept Mithy waiting for probably too long, so that's my bad. Okay, so with this question, root 5 minus x is equal to 5 minus x squared. I'm going to square each side. It feels like home. Oh, good. When you square each side, though, you have to be careful, because we might get, I think called extraneous answers that look like answers, but they don't actually satisfy the original equation. Basically, have to be careful. Like, if we get x equals 6, we have the square root of -1 then, and we don't want answers like that. That's basically what we have to check for at the very end. Wrong? And so I've squared each side, and now we can get all the x's onto one side. Oh, ha! Thank you, Jed. That was a terrible mistake. That's the second time I've done that today. Oh my god. Factor the difference of perfect squares and divide. Oh! That's probably better, because this is suddenly disgusting. Okay, so let me show the result of my idea first and why I don't like it now. We get x to the fourth minus 10x squared plus x plus 20 equals 0. We could factor this. We can hope rational root theorem works. That's kind of painful, though. And Breasticles has a much more creative idea, which is noticing that the right side is the difference of two squares. Ooh, wait. I don't think we can, because it looks like it's this. It's root 5 minus x. Isn't it? I don't think this works. Or it doesn't work how I thought it would work. Aura Lord, that looks terrible. I don't know how to do that. It looks like a competition integral. Board point for my old teacher correcting error on the board. Oh, fair enough. Wait, so yeah, how do we use this Breasticles? I thought we would get to divide this from each side. But x equals 1, just looking at the original problem. Oh yeah. Wait. No, the square root messes that up, Jed, I think. It would be root 4 equals 4, unfortunately. Minimum value a plus bw plus w squared. Ayazov, I don't know if I know how to do that. Hey, Spandon. 5 equals a and solve in terms of a? So you're good, Jed. Max, that's what it feels like. That's what today's been. Just people giving me really difficult problems. Okay, if rational root theorem doesn't work for this thing, then God is dead. Actually, you know, I'm not. I refuse to rational root theorem. I'm gonna Wolfram Alpha. I'm sorry. Because I could show you how to do the rational root theorem, but I really don't want to waste my time checking 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20. So that's 6, 12 synthetic divisions potentially. Or not, you don't have to do division, you have to substitute, but I'm not going to check that. Plus x plus 20. Really? I'm glad I did this. It wouldn't have even worked. I don't know how you, aside from the quartic formula, I don't know how you factor this. I think it's just the quartic formula. Yeah, let's start from the original problem. Oh yeah, are you, Fembox? I'm not. So yeah, we get half the solutions, which is what I would have thought. Alternate form number 2, they're irreducible quadratics, I assume. They must be irreducible. Well, they're not irreducible. They're just weird factorings. But yeah, there might be something we can notice with this. I don't know. Let me catch up with YouTube chat. Harmonic progression. I forget what a harmonic progression is. With 2, 4, and 8? The hell? I don't know how that works. Put 6. Oh, you're you're talking about an arithmetic progression then, I think. Wait, shouldn't it just be 8? Arithmetic differential equations? Good luck, Spandon, on your test. Yeah, Mithy, I don't know how you're expected to do this question. It's just a crazy question to give someone. Ohms? It's 2. That one I can handle, thank God. You're doing your IGCSEs? Hell yeah. Good luck. Okay, Papadoria, an arithmetic differential equation? I've never heard of that. Arithmetic analog of the theory of ODEs in which derivatives are replaced by Fermat quotient operators, whatever those are. Algebraic curves. Sure. What is this? What even is a monograph? That's not even important. Spandon. I didn't even see you post a question. Sorry. Cardits? Probably saying that wrong. N goes to infinity. I can't read that. So I don't know what the question is. Is it to prove that it's continuous? That looks like some... Can we just have some normal problems for once in my life? I don't mind looking at Papadoria's thing, but well, Maxit is right. People are just like trying to give the most ridiculous problems. I didn't feel like doing that. Call me crazy, Jed. Yeah, you know, now look at this. This is just some nice and easy mental math. That's just for the discriminant too. That's not even the entire solution. Or Lord, can I solve this integral? No, I can't. You give me an integral for normal people, please, not a competition one. Ugh. You hated math in high school and college? You're probably right, Ohms. To hate math. Oh, Raven, I'm so sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, well, let me do a jet set and scroll down to Ferrari's solution. And I will get to your question. Because you're actually giving me a question that I can do, Raven. That's just what I was complaining about. The depressed quartic equation. Yeah, there's like a depressed cubic equation too. Is that what you're pointing out, Jed, or is there's something else here too? I hope you're doing well by the way, Ohms. No third degree. Oh, you're okay, yeah. And so it is simpler to solve when there's no third power. I still don't want to do this, but that is a lot simpler. No, Raven, you did not ask a hard. Well, sorry. You're the only person who's not asking a ridiculous question. At least one that feels ridiculous to me. And Papadori, I'll come back and read what you put there, as long as I don't forget again. Papadori, it's been a hell of a day for that. It was really busy in the first like hour of the stream. People were really putting the JE questions up there. Yeah, I am, Ohms. It's been a hectic stream so far, and people are like asking the hardest questions they possibly can today. But other than that, it's a good day. Yeah, it happens though. It means people are interested in the stream, so it's not something to actually complain about. Okay, so, and Mithy, sorry that I didn't pursue your question further, but I think it's a bad question. I don't know like what else to do with it. So Raven, you want to know how scientific notation works, and you say you're struggling with how multiplication works, for example. Yeah, it is breasticles. 4 weeks from now when school starts? Yeah, probably. No effects. I'm not going to stop streaming math anytime in the foreseeable future. So, I assume you already know this part, but since you asked in general how scientific notation works, if you have like some big number, I mean, instead of big, I'll just do like 1,432. Why not? We can express it in scientific notation by remembering that it's like 140 or 1432.0, and we move the decimal over to the left as many times as we need until we just have a single number at the start. We do that in a different color. And so we could write it as, I guess we would do kind of like a squiggly thing to mean about, because I'm going to chop off the 32 in a second. 1.4 times 10, you might prefer that for times. And then however many times we move the decimal over. So it was 1, 2, 3 times. So times 10 to the 3. That's how we convert. Oh, breasticles? Yeah. It's his username, so I'm just gonna say it. 2 reasons longest still running stream on Twitch. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, this is gonna turn into like a week-long stream. Yeah, that's how you convert numbers into scientific notation. If it's a big number, the same thing works for small numbers. Here, like 0.0000576. I don't know. We do the same thing, but going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be, maybe 5.8 to round it. Times 10. Now we went to the right, so it's a negative exponent. And I forgot what number I said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Russian sleep experiment. The stream ends, I become a liar. Yeah. The stream can never end. Actually, there is a person who streams himself 24/7, and he's a cool dude. I potentially streams literally his entire life. Quantum mechanics? I don't know the first thing about quantum mechanics, actually. So that's how we get 2 and... Alright, yeah, that's how we get 2, and we can also do the same thing to get from scientific notation. But so you're asking about, like, multiplication. So let me give an example of multiplication. Let's say we have 3.7 times 10 to the 4th. Sorry, I'm used to doing dots for multiplication. Times 9.4 times 10 to the 5th. Why not? That 1 minus 1 is 0, Lucas? It's a nice find. Rookster, I will say, Ivan Neo, who I've read into a fair amount, he'll sometimes do explanations of quantum mechanics stuff for people who don't know physics that much. He normally streams once a week, and it's not always about that, but you can sometimes catch him explaining quantum mechanics. Damn it, Chet, I did give myself an annoying problem to do. Okay. So I will do that quick math, even though it's annoying, because I inflict this on myself. But the way that you do multiplication in scientific notation is when you have multiplication, you're allowed to rearrange things. It's called, I did. It's called being commutative. And so I'm just going to swap. I'm going to group the 10s with the 10s and the not 10s with the not 10s. So this is the same thing as doing 3.7 times 9.4 times 10 to the 4 times 10 to the 5th. So all I've done is rearrange these same numbers. We're also allowed to do multiplication in any order we want. And so I'm going to choose to do these two numbers first, and then these two numbers. And then we'll see what happens at the end. Why is it 3.7? I chose a random number. That's just me, like, thinking of a random problem. There's no significance to 3.7. You saw a whole number, i.e. 7. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where that whole number was, but yeah. If I've lost you, please tell me, but if not, I'm going to keep on going. Oh, okay. So yeah, we now have two multiplication problems to do here. This one first. Well, it doesn't matter which one it doesn't matter what order, but we have this one to do, and we have this one to do. And so for this first one, just 3.7 times 9.4, you can use a calculator. I'll do it by hand in case it helps you to see that. But if you're allowed to use a calculator, I'll just use a calculator. It's because indefinite integrals aren't just numbers, and Desmos needs numbers to actually like graph them. I guess that's what I would guess. Indefinite integrals, they don't have just one answer either. They could have many, because it has like a family of solutions. I don't know. Maybe I guess you could do an indefinite integral. It's probably harder to do numerically though. You're that is true, Jed. There's your refund. Even though you probably have hundreds of thousands of channel points. So yeah, 8 to 63, 65, 300,000, nice. 12, 1, 28, plus 8, 7, 4, 1, 3. And then, hey, to me, I'm good. How about you? And there's just one last thing to do. 394K, wow. Well, there's one last thing to do, which is to fix the decimal. So 9.4 had the decimal moved once to the left. 3.7 had the decimal moved once to the left. So we take the decimal here and move it to the left twice. So it's 34.78. Oh, I didn't know that YouTube has XP. So we get 34.78. That's the result for our first multiplication. And then, oh, resets every stream. Oh, okay. And then this problem over here is actually much easier to do. So when you have multiplication in exponents, the bases 10 are the same. And so when the bases are the same, you add the exponents. So it's 10 to the power of 9, which is 4 plus 5. And so this is the answer here, but we do need to rearrange it to put it back into scientific notation. Like, this is, we technically could say this is the correct answer, but it's just not in the right format. It has a LaTeX editor? Really? I didn't know that. So we put it back into scientific notation. I'll do the same squiggly thing to say that we're about to, like, round this. Well, actually, let's not do that yet. Let's fix the decimal first. We're going to move the decimal to the left once. So 3.478 times 10. Now, it was to the 9, but if we move the decimal to the left once, we need to add 1. So it becomes 10 to the 10. And now what's left to do, I mean, I guess we could leave it like this. My gut tells me we should round it, though. So it's the same number of decimals as we were given initially. So we're only given like one decimal place initially, so let's round it back to 3.5 times 10 to the 10. So yeah, Raven, that's the final answer there. I would say this last step is kind of a matter of opinion, somewhat. So you might have been taught differently, and I would do that if you were taught differently. I could have. I guess it's always so much weirder when decimals are involved. I guess you can always ignore decimals and bring them in at the very end. No worries, Raven. Please let me know if I lost you anywhere. But I hope that helped. The moral story is just break it down into 2 separate problems and then fix it at the end. Okay. If anyone has a question, please tell me, because by now I've forgotten that you asked me a question. Oh wait, Papadoria. You were wanting to talk about arithmetic differential equations. If anyone has any other questions that I haven't remembered, please remind me. Or if you have a question, please ask me. Dimple, Kapoor, hello. Okay. Papadoria earlier asked about if anyone has heard of an arithmetic differential equation, and this was the first thing the first PDF I found on Google. Papadoria said, honestly, it's just you define a derivative of a number, which essentially obeys the product rule. D of a prime equals 1. Then you can develop theory about it like differential equations, like n prime equals a times n. Huh. Derivative of a prime number is 1. I don't know. Okay. Dynon blade? No. I've never heard of it. Honestly, that feels like a setup for a D's Nuts joke. Oh, it's not. It's a real thing. Oh, Dino Blade. I haven't heard of this either. A T-Rex with a sword in its mouth? That's some Dark Souls stuff, like Sith. This looks... Oh my... This is... It's Dino Souls. I could be into this, to be honest. It looks really goofy and dumb, but in a fun way. It's Dark Souls with dinosaurs. Okay. I like this. Dark Souls would be vastly improved if it had dinosaurs in it. X to the X to the X to the X equals 2. I'm okay, Rookstra. Sethpick, you can put it in the YouTube chat or you can put it in Discord. Am I bald? I will be bald one day. I'm not bald quite yet. I got short hair, not no hair. Integer numbers. Is P like I'm uncomfortable that P is a generic. I guess it's just a prime. Which planet am I in? I'm not in any planet. I'm on Earth. What is my height? What? Why are you asking all these questions, Purabog? Am I bald? Am I short? Are you trying to figure out if I'm Tyler 1? What are my qualifications? I feel like I'm being interviewed right now. I have a master's in applied math. Arithmetic jet spaces? What's my social security number? No, for that, we've got to do like a sub goal. Like for every 10 subs, I give away 1 digit. What did I eat today? That's always a fun one. I had a blueberry muffin and I've had trail mix with chocolate in it. My favorite movie is Goodfellas. The first 3, last 4, then the middle 2. That sounds pretty secure, Phobos, because it won't be in the right order. Which, just the security questions. Ugh. Is my SSM? Oh, that's actually a fun question. I guess I shouldn't say the answer. If it is prime, that would really narrow it down, right? School mascot, that's another one, yeah. I guess most SSNs are not prime. Do I have security cameras at home? Wow, poor luck. That's actually... I wonder if some video just came up that got popular or something. You're the third person to ask why 0 factorial is 1. Basically, we say it's 1 because it's convenient, or you could say it's because there's one way to arrange nothing. Sounds good, Raven. Thank you for the questions. Sounds good. Let me to the currents. You got another doozy that I probably can't do. So I'll just put it on the screen. My favorite color? My honest answer is gray, but when I say that, people think it's depressing, and it's not for like a depressing reason. I just like gray. If I'm giving a more normal answer, it would be like the exact shade of blue that I use in my like Dawn Factorial logo. Crazy Xavier. Basically. That one got held for review. I'll allow it. I'm not gonna answer it, but I think you should live with your shame for asking that question. Prakar, I'm okay. Xavier, yeah, you can try. You can ask me any question you want. I can't answer a lot of them, but you can ask it. 50? So we're given the composition of a quadratic and a linear? Huh. Okay, famished. We might do famished first, because that'll probably be quicker. Famish just wants this to be fact-checked. Actually, yeah, let's do Famish question first. I'll leave Plummet to currents on screen, and I will come back to it, but I think this one will be faster. So let's check Famish work right now. You have one of these annoying absolute value questions. The 8s that are you're multiplying each side through by 8. Okay. So let me see. So in one, yeah, you're doing this the right way. Where you consider two cases, one where the one side is positive and the other where the other side is negative. Oh wait, famished. Wait. Shouldn't this be a +2 over here? I think these should have opposite signs. I want to say. Naturally. Plummet to the currents. That seems like a reasonable thing, yeah. Cozy Quest. I recommended this to someone earlier. You don't necessarily need to study from it directly, but if you want to relearn algebra all the way up through calculus, OpenStax can serve as a really nice guide for what you should learn and what you should know at certain stages in math. So, if you're starting from, the very basics, start with the elementary algebra 2E one, I think, is, the most basic one, or, fundamental one. And, just flip through it and see what they cover, and either use that book directly or find some other resource that you like more that covers it. But yeah, I think OpenStax is a really nice way to pace yourself. Yeah, and there's an easy way to check if your work is right, where take your answer and just plug it in. So if p is -5, what do we get? Absolute value -30 plus 3 over 8 minus absolute value -15 over 4 minus 2. This is 27 over 8, which doesn't reduce. This is minus... Wait. There can't be a solution to this problem. Well, no, there could be. Okay, so there's an issue, famished. When you take the absolute value of something, it's always a positive number. So on the right, or sorry, on the left side is always a positive number. Wait, I don't know if I said right or left correctly. The left side is always positive. The right side is always a positive number, but then you have this negative sign here. So the only way this equation could be right is if we get 0 equals 0. That's another way of solving this, I guess. Huh. But yeah, p equals -5. It doesn't seem to be working. Because I'm getting a positive number equals a negative number. 19/4. What book do you recommend for math related to coding, AI, machine learning? I don't know of a good one offhand, African. People in chat might have a good recommendation, though. Pervog, that integral looks terrible. I'm not going to do it. Linux, I'm on Windows. I use the Ubuntu font because I like it. I'm on Windows, though. I installed a Linux font onto Windows. Crazy Xavier. I'm sorry, that question looks tedious, and it's going to take too much time to do, so I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. Send a question as well, Roxra. All right, we'll get to it when I have time. Someone named S posted a question again that I said I don't know how to solve. Okay, so what I wonder, like, the only answer that could possibly work are are this equal to 0 and this equal to 0 at the same time. And if they don't match, then there's no solution. This one gives p equals -1/2. This one gives p equals 8/3. So, Famish, I think this problem has no solution. Is this AI generated or something? Or is no solution an option? Funlox is calling 18 for finding me to the currents question. I'm sorry, Crazy Xavier. I can plug into Wolfram Alpha for you if you want, but I can't do it. What? I don't understand. It's from your textbook? They don't give you the answer for a reason? Yeah, that... I don't know what to tell you, Famish. The problem... I think it just can't be solved. Crazy Xavier, I don't know how to solve it. Like, the only thing I can think of is the triple angle identities. So I would try applying these, but I don't know if they're going to actually help. Is 1 a prime or composite number? I think it's neither, Pervog. (6p)? Did I make a mistake, Max? Oh, okay. So Breskos, I'll pass that link along to the person who asked about textbooks. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. $10. Oh, okay. No worries, Max. One real root and... Oh, is J an imaginary number? Or wait, well, like... One real root... No, it can't be. If there's one real root, they're both real. What is... I don't understand what the question is asking. Are these the same thing? The real root and the factor, like the factor of kx plus j give the one real root? It may or may not be duplicated. I guess they want you to find it in terms of k and j. Works for, I don't think I know how to do this. I really don't know what it's asking. Yes, Sathvik, I've told you multiple times, I don't know how to do your problem. I'm not going to do it. I definitely know how to do these nuts, Boston. Been expert these nutser. Hope you're doing well, dude. It's been a minute. Okay, let me come back to fly me to the currents question. It sounds like some people have gotten answers for that one at least. That's at least one real root. What is the greatest possible value of AC? Like, what condition gives you that? I don't really know. Mini vacation. Ooh, it was nice. A equals C equals 49. You still don't understand the question. I guess the constraint. Like, if C is too large, you just have imaginary solutions, and that constrains you in some way? Oh, wait. I assume I assume the greatest possible value is when it's a repeated root. Which 49 would give you? I don't know. Okay, I couldn't tell you why. That's what I was thinking. I didn't want to say it because I can't justify it. But yeah, that seems like the only reasonable way that this question could be answered is if it's a repeated root. SAT? Okay. Seems before and having to do with in 2 minutes. Oh God. I would have already failed. It's been more than two minutes. Quadratic discriminant is 0? Yeah, Jed. I guess that's, well, yeah. I don't know. I don't. Is that how you find A and C, I guess? 98 squared minus 4AC equals 0. Oh, yeah, sure. That seems reasonable. Okay, so yeah, that's... And yeah, you just solve it for AC. I won't actually do that math, but that should give you the answer. Okay, nice find, Jed. Okay, so fly me to the currents question. I don't know if they're still here or not, but f of x is degree 2. 98 squared. But yeah, I see people suggesting that we can just assume forms for these. Oh, you are. Nice. Assume forms for these and work out what these must be. I'm not going to use E out of respect for Euler. $10,000 minus 400 plus 4 is 98 squared. Oh, sure, yeah. Because 98 squared is 100 minus 2 squared. So f of g of x. This composition is annoying to do. I don't know if there's a faster way of doing it. but we can sure do it. I would think this is probably the caveman way of solving this problem. People are really bringing the weird questions today. The caveman way is my favorite way to do math in general. Apply Schrodinger wave equation to this problem. I feel like you're just saying things. We have to group things by x, so 2ADF BD plus AF squared plus BF plus C. Okay, I'm glad that we have a matching conclusion then, famished. I know Sapphic. Okay, and so we know this annoying thing is equal to 8x squared minus 2x, and then we can equate coefficients. So we know AD squared is 8. We know 2ADF plus BD is minus 2. And we know AF squared plus BF plus C is 0. Okay. Linear composed in a quadratic and quadratic composed in a linear? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, like working backwards, like from this to something like that? That might be better, Breasticles. Yeah. I've already done this. I think that sounds a lot more elegant, though, if it's possible. Maybe by subbing numbers in? I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, we could find f of g of 2 and g of f of 2. I don't know where you go from there, though. A dx squared plus b dx plus c d plus f. Running out of room, 4x squared plus 6x plus 1. So AD equals 4. BD equals 6. CD plus F equals 1. Okay, well, I immediately want to work with just these two equations first to find A and D. Oh yeah, I guess we can just take this equation and divide it by this equation, right? That's the cleanest way. How about Jed did? So 8 over 4, which implies D equals 2. And that implies A equals 2. Noish. And that gives us B now. They're going to fall like dominoes. Yeah, fair enough, Jed. BD equals 6 gives us D equals... Ah, we already know D. B equals 3. Okay. Well, we have 3 equations left to work with. So let's plug in everything we know and see how the dust settles. 2ADF. Well, that's 8F. BD is 6 equals minus 2. Oh, hey. Yeah. So we get 8f equals minus 8, f equals minus 1. And I think we can find c from this equation then. 2c minus 1 equals 1. C just equals 1. And we have A, B, C, D, F. Do we have everything? I think we have everything. Okay. We have f of x, we have g of x. I think there's a faster way of doing it. I think this is the caveman way. If you're clever, I think you can do something faster. Eight plus 6 plus 1. 15. 3. So f of 2 plus g of 2 is 18. Okay. That matches. Crazy Xavier, tangent of 2x equals tangent of 2 over x? Can you just safely equate the insides? I think you can. And I see that Roper posted a question too. So x is plus or minus 1? I would say probably Crazy Xavier. Maybe I'm missing something. But yeah, fly me to the currents. I wonder. So Breskels posted like had an interesting idea of trying to play with this or I guess play with either one of them and try to factor it so it looks like this or that. I don't know if that's possible, but well, yeah, but it's tangent equals tangent. So you can just take the arctan. Winklebot with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, dude. Hope your day is going good. Could have possibly got there just in completing the square on one of the quadratics. Get a linear composed into a quadratic. If we just completed the square, we wouldn't have this term as the issue. But it does... Completing the square might be the first step to getting that, though. Because this does look like the result of completing the square. Dev blocks... I probably can't do that question. I'm sorry. So this is what Roper posted. I think it's another SAT or SAT-like question. For a 20 by 40 by 6 dev blocks, if you're just going to spam your incomplete question, by the way. Like, I don't know what the question is. I just think I probably can't do it. But if you're going to just spam that over and over again, I'm just going to ban you. Slab of concrete in 100-degree weather. Got all the cabinets and plants delivered for the new construction today. Now I'm going to sit on my ass and do math for the next 3 days. Oh my god. That sounds terrible. Doing like physical labor in 100-degree weather. No, yeah, the maths part sounds great. The construction part sounds terrible. It sure is, Femvox. That's not going to stop him from spamming it, though. I'm not mad. Yeah, I'm glad you're gonna get at least a little period of rest, Winklebot. Called any more construction until the weather calms down. Thank God that. Like, you got to take a lot of breaks and drink a lot of water. Yeah, Max. I guess you're basically given that in the problem. I don't know what the actual question is going to be. Femvox, it really gets on my nerves when people spam their question in chat as I'm responding to them and they're still spamming it, especially because it happens way too often on YouTube. It's just so rude. I don't know. I've threatened to ban people multiple times. It is also always JE. No, Rockstar, you're cool. You can spam if you want. It's people who I've never seen before who do it. That annoy me. Also, the thought of someone just like asking what 1 + 1 is over and over again is kind of funny. Use J. Yes. And I'll be like, no, I don't know how to solve that. And they'll be like, just try it. And I'll say no. And then, okay, here's an easier one. And it's still another JE advanced question. Have me want to stream music and play X song? I say no, then they ask again. Do you still stream, Winklebot? Yeah, we have Joseph back. It's been a minute. Fair enough, Winklebot. A collection of young children on YouTube who get off spamming JE questions in YouTube chats. So yeah, to be fair to them, breasticles, it is. So it's. I assume you already know this, but it's India's like university entrance exam, and it is legitimately insanely difficult. And they're kids who have to study for it. And by kids, I mean like teenagers. And there is a lot of YouTube content that talks about JE questions and how to solve them. And so I think I just see that I'm also on YouTube, and there's like a pre-existing like culture for talking about JE on YouTube, I guess. And so I try to be understanding of it, but it gets on my nerves when I say I don't know how to do these questions, and people keep insisting that I tried. That I think they think that I do know how to do them. I just don't want to or something, but I don't know. I don't know what that flammable math video is. There are people who would get arrogant about it though, for sure, and they're just egoing me. Swill, JEE is, yeah, Rooksha said it. There's JE mains, which is difficult but manageable. It's harder than the SAT. If I don't know if you're American actually, so it might not translate, but either way, there's JE mains, which is difficult but manageable for someone like me who doesn't study for it but knows math. Then there's JE advanced, which is basically competition math. It's the problems are you either know the trick or you don't know the trick, and if you do know the trick, they're still hard to execute. You like the way you did a challenge problem? Oh yeah, Winklebot. And if you say it's like a challenge problem, you're just putting it out there for fun, I have no issue with that. But just the way people ask about it is really it gets on my nerves. If they just like ask me like honestly and want to say no, then they say okay, I don't mind. Yeah, Breskle. So some of them are doing it because they're like nationalistic and want to just like I guess like feel good about how difficult their exam is. Which I'm not judging, but I'm not gonna like spend time on it. It's 414. Okay. I don't care about spoilers personally. Yeah, JC, I completely agree that it's about memorizing tricks. But they do have like over 1 billion people there that they have to sift through. So the only way to differentiate students is to make the exam insanely hard. Otherwise, everyone gets really good grades, I guess. I don't know how to solve the problem, but I also don't want to be the one who deals with it. You've not had time to finish holes in my knowledge prep for this fall. Need to brush back up on matrix operations. For like 13 plus years, taking linear algebra this fall. Good luck, Winklebot. If you want to talk about it, let me know. But hopefully, like, your linear algebra class will cover that too. Oh yeah, Territar. I know about those. It's similar are like Fermat's one of his theorems. I forget which one. I remember someone gave me that as a prank, but they told me it was a prank. Okay, the function g is defined as this stupid quadratic. Where k and m are constants and k greater than 47. If g of 397 equals a, g of minus 391 equals b, where a and b are constants. What is this problem? 43 times negative 397 to the a minus b plus 371 times 43 to the b minus a. What? IMC, no, game chats. I'm not into competition math. Sounds good, Winklebot. Can we solve by substitution of x minus 13? Hey, pseudo, please. Maybe? I don't know. Like, just plugging in 397? That seems painful. Just sub them in and I'll see it? Okay. G of 397? K 397 minus 13. 384? Minus 47. 384 plus m. 371. That equals a. K. Oh god, mental math. Oh, it's 384 again? Okay, I can see what's probably going to take shape here. Well, only kinda. Does A equal B? Oh. We subtract these two equations, and we get 0 equals A minus B. So A equals B. And these exponents are just 0. So it's 371 plus 43. Which is 414, which Fembox said. Is this a real SAT question? This might be one of the most stupid questions I've solved in my life. No, even if it wasn't, that'd be fine, Roxra. I just have a hard time believing this is a real question. Drill sergeant yelling about matrices at me while I pour concrete. Okay. 4-4. Error. Yeah, we were close. What are you supposed to learn from this? Like, or what is this question testing you on? If you know exponent rules and systems of equations? Register for the SAT and take it? Oh god. Okay. We solve the mysteries of the universe, so I think these questions are silly. But it's answer dumbass questions. That is a mind-boggling question. Oh yeah, flashbang warning, by the way. Crazy for a job in customer service because you have to deal with your anger. Test to never give up. Exactly. You're welcome, Joseph. Where's my cursor? I also like giving spoiler alerts after I say the spoiler. Okay. Winklebot doesn't pour concrete like a normie. Winklebot clearly has one of those cool concrete mixer trucks. How many wheels do they have? I don't know. They have 8 wheels. I've just decided. The narrow end is at this end, I'm sure. What? Oh, this is not symmetric in the slightest. It's still not very symmetric, but that'll have to do. This ridiculous looking question. The answer is even more ridiculously simple. Wait. Okay. I need gray. I don't know how to draw concrete being poured. I guess we can draw the edge of it. Any attacks I plan to employ to avoid watching my video? Yeah, Leo, right after this I was gonna come up with a list of excuses that I could use the next time you ask me, so I would be prepared. It looks good. Thank you, thank you. I pride myself on my drawing abilities. 2 sets of dualies in the back, 2 front tires, 2 tires at the top. The answer is integers below 500, which is attractive to me. Color cone. Where have you been? I now that you're here, I'm winning. Before that, I was not winning. I hope that you've been good, dude. We've been wondering where you ran off to. I feel like when you pour concrete, you have like one of those broom things to like sweep it around or something, right? Also, you're definitely gonna have a hard hat. You gotta have a hard hat. It looks more like a bowler hat. That looks more like a hard hat. You're gonna be sad because you're getting yelled at. You are not wearing PPE. Oh yeah, that's true. It is probably too hot. In my drawing, you're gonna be safe though in wearing PPE. Safety first. Okay, I feel like that's what people who pour concrete do. They sweep it. Probably not. Almost entirely listenable somewhere. Okay. I don't know IMO problems, Odyssey of the Universe. I'm sorry. Far away from civilization, aka my computer. That's fair enough, Color Cone. I can't blame you for actually having a life. I can blame you a little bit, but not that much. Okay, so the drill sergeant has to be wearing his fatigues. Got his boots on. Water boots, sand and concrete counts PPE? I guess so. One shoe is not like the other. Oh, you listened to it, Winklebot? Hell yeah. For some reason, he'll never get any from me. Hey, Nanduar? Or Nandu Art and Craft. Hello. It's gotta have angry eyes. He's yelling. What kind of hair should he have? Let's give him... what kind of hair do drill sergeants have? I guess they're wearing a hat. That's what drill sergeants have on their head. They have a hat like that. It's weird on YouTube. YouTube is weird. Hey, Phantom, it's going good. How about you? Life in YouTube jail. Asking WB. Oh, I assume Winklebot saw it, but Winklebot, Leo wants to know if you have any thoughts. Okay, see, that Winklebot was just typing out a response. Okay, what about matrices should the drill sergeant be yelling? But what's a good thing to yell about matrices? Rank nullity? What's the statement of rank nullity? N equals R minus... What do you say for null... Or wait, no. R equals N minus null... How do you say the rank of the null? Is it V? Well, let me Google it. Rank nullity theorem. The Mafia trying to get rid of the non-diagonalizable matrix? Maybe? Oh, AX equal B would be a good one too. That is pretty fundamental in linear algebra. Okay. I thought... I feel like there's letters that people often use. We'll do AX equals B. That works too. Hey, Sarswati. Okay, I think that's my drawing, Winklebot. I hope you like it. Can't believe we're finally making it on the fridge, folks. My life work is finished now. Yeah. Oh, diagonalization. That's a good one too, Territar. Winklebot says, I think you did a fine job on it. The quality was about on par for someone who does video essays normally. That's a good thing. It's easy to follow, and the content was great. Don't really have much recommendation, just a pleasant experience. Noish. Picking up points for a while. Nice. I'm from America. More views than Don has letters in his name. True. I don't know if I'll get over that burn, Leo. Okay, post it in Discord. Okay, let's prioritize what questions we have to do still. So Roxor posted another question. Bhavya posted a question. Bhavya, I don't think that's possible without numerical methods. Two to the x plus x equals 5. Fine. Oh, wait. No, never mind. I thought unless there's a miracle. I'm going to plug it into Wolfram Alpha. I don't think that question is algebraically solvable. Oh, product log function. Okay, yeah. I think you need numerical methods for this. I assume the numeric or the product log function is something weird. My face? It sure isn't. Lambert W. Yes, I've never worked with the Lambert W, so I don't know what to do for that. I'm sorry. I think we're gonna do Rope's first question. If I'm missing someone else's question, like Manas Vimor, I'm saying that wrong. 100x minus 99y equals 4,000. If you want integer solutions to that, I don't know. If I missed someone else's question, please tell me. Otherwise, we're just gonna do Rope's Rose. Subtle Kepler joke. I'll have to see if I catch it. The Don joke in the video. Oh, you're just trying to get me to watch it, Leo. I'm gonna get to the very end and be like, where was the Don joke? I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. Given an equation, n and k are positive constants. The solution to the equation is x equals 57. What is the value of k? Okay. The difference between Johann Kepler and Don factorial. Johann might watch my video. I even gave you proof. I showed you my YouTube history, and you don't look at a man's YouTube history. I assume we plug x equals 57 in and see what pops out. I don't know how we're going to deal with n. But let's see. 57 times 5? Who wants to do that? 35, carry the 3, 28? 285? Is that reasonable? 5 times 50 is 250. Okay, that's reasonable. Oh my god, I just felt my brain. I thought my brain just like suddenly got tired. We can still solve some more problems though. Guitar porn. It's odd, but it's fine. Thank you for not judging me, Leo. Number theory to think about. You think I'll take a closer look at that after this, I guess. Color cone. Try to make it in quadratic form. Yeah, I was just thinking that this is very annoying. I do not play guitar. Oh, it's Dirichlet's theorem? I don't know what Dirichlet's theorem is, actually. You asked me to do? Oh. I probably couldn't do it. Junior buddy, one time, Jolie asked math professor to see your internet browser history or your calculator history. Lefton said browser history. Oh, cool, Leo. You know, JC dual streams to Twitch. Because when we did that Math Monday collaboration, I happened to come across his Twitch channel and I rated him. Nikhil says to try to make it in quadratic form. We can see how that looks. 5x squared minus 4kx plus 5nx minus 4kn minus x minus n. Well, Leo, okay, you've taken the first step, which is making a Twitch account, and you made a Discord account. The next thing I need you to do is to buy a PC and get off Mac, and then I can help you. 5n minus 4k plus minus 1 times x. In one word, what is my opinion on SAT math? Meh. That's my one word. Meh. Like the onboarding thing, Leo, or something else? It's got the tensors, which I would benefit from. Yeah, I just recently learned from chat that it's basically like a three-dimensional matrix or higher. Well, I guess it also includes regular matrices too, but I don't know anything else about them. A solution to the equation is x equals 57. So we could divide. Oh, thank you, Territar. That's the explanation I needed. Does division help us out with this? We can divide out x minus 57. Reality is just a vector in Hilbert space. Maybe. Yeah, Leo, it's a shame I'll never get to learn about tensors because I just won't watch your channel at all. Okay, I'm curious what synthetic division does. Probably nothing helpful. So we need to multiply by 5x. Any tips or tricks for how to approach these kinds of problems in the SAT given the time constraint? What about multiplication? Well, yeah, so when you're studying beforehand, the key for the SAT, from what I remember, is that it boils down to a bunch of tricks. And once you learn their tricks, the SAT gets a lot easier. But once you're in the moment and you're stuck on a question, remember that you're expected to do these questions quickly. And so if there's a manipulation you can do to the problem that is quick, that's a good thing to guess the answer is. So like when we're doing this problem up here, like as soon as I saw it, I was wondering if completing the, like getting it in vertex form or like, you know, discriminant equals 0 would be the answer because it's a calculation you can do quickly. I got stuck on whether that was actually the answer or not, but if I was constrained for time, I would have just done that calculation and hoped it's the right answer, basically. You'd go think, and then Jimmy Neutron blame blast true. No such thing in math other than addition. All mathematics just fancy ass ways of doing it. Addition. I mean, yeah, multiplication is just repeated addition. But then you study abstract algebra and you call everything multiplication for fun because it's less writing. Max of 2 wrong. Geez, that's a high standard, Brooks. When you construct the natural numbers from set theory and logic, you define addition recursively. Just use that to expand everything. It's something like that, yeah. I never actually have done that. Yeah, Leo, I guess it's just like I'm just talking about, you always write like A times B, but it could mean anything like addition. Like the fact that you call it multiplication isn't like related. I don't know. Minus 4k plus 284x. Oh yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, we could have said in abstract algebra we could use plus for everything instead, but then you get weird things like this. But yeah, the algebra is where it's at. I know they're important. I don't know anything about them. Wow. You can't use plus when it's not commutative. Not allowed. Says who? The math police? Oh, my bad. I don't want to piss off the math police. They're cruel. Are they unusual? Dude, I don't want to do this. This is stupid. I don't think this is even helpful. What? How am I supposed to do this problem? It can't be that much work. Like as much work as I'm doing here. You want to be in solitaire doing Sudokus that are just barely unsolvable all day? Did it in Desmos. Huh. Okay, new plan. Take this. Well, yeah, take this, shove it somewhere else. I'm done looking at it. Caveman, that thing. 57 times 285. 9, 5, 19, 5, 2, 42, 14. 5, 4, 1, 2, 1, 6, 1. Hopefully I did that right. 16, 2, 4, 5. 200 plus 28. 228. (4kn) minus 57 minus n equals 0. Ugh. Real tight all of a sudden. I think more math will wait until tomorrow. Want to go brain off for a bit. I feel that Winklebot that hit me like a not long ago, so I'm probably gonna wrap things up for myself soon too. Enjoy your brain off time. Okay. What's happening here? That minus that. I don't... Yeah, actually, you know, we have this work right here. Dude, okay, you know, I don't feel like carrying the one twice. I'm using Wolfram Alpha as a calculator. 285 times 57 first. Let me verify that was right. 16,245. Look at me go. 16,245 minus 57. 16,188. Sounds good, Winklebot. Hopefully. Okay, how do we think about this? Is this factorable? No, maybe. I don't want to factor that. N and K are positive constants. That has to restrict the possibilities for N and K somehow. It you just realized? You just shove it in Desmos? I assume that's not telling you how to do it, though, even if you get the right answer. That's why I'm doing it by hand, because I figured you want to know how to do the problem, not just what the answer is. It's linear in K. Solve for K before plugging in X. That could have saved some work. Uh, 16,188 plus 284, and I did notice these are both negatives. So it does feel natural to put them to the other side. So K, 16,188 plus 284n divided by 228 plus 4n. We can get a cancellation, I guess. Does 4 go into everything or only 2? 4 goes into that. 4 goes into that. 4 goes into that, I think. Yeah, it must go into that, because it's 57 times... No, wait, does it? I don't know. Yes, it does, because 57... Wait. No, 57 is 3 times 19. I don't know what I'm saying. How did I get an even number? Oh, because there's some subtraction. Okay. Okay. Moral story, I'm going to use Wolfram Alpha. 16,188 divided by 4. 4047. $284 divided by 4. 71. 228 divided by 4. 57 plus n. Well, what does this tell us? Nothing good. N is a positive constant. Well, K is always positive for any... Well, yeah. It never said it has to be an integer. How is this possible? Oh. I wasted a lot of time. Well, I don't know if this will solve it, but surely this is the first step. You factor 5x minus 4k out, and then look what it gives you after that. X plus n minus x plus n. We can factor an x plus n out, too. Terrible. It took me so long to spot that. Wow. I can't believe I didn't see that. Okay, so that means x plus n equals 0, and 5x minus 4k minus 1 equals 0. We know that x equals 57 is valid. So we can say this, so n equals 57. Wait, we don't even need that part. I thought we needed n for the right side, but we don't. We plug in 57 here. So that was 285, right? Minus 4k minus 1 equals 0. 4k equals 284? Yeah. K equals 71. Dude. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, 159 truth. We can probably do that. X plus n equals 0 or x plus n equals 0. Oh, I thought you were just making a joke. Right. Oh wait, that is everything, right? Oh, I guess we can't plug in x equals 57 here. So there's like a subtlety. You do have to think about whether you're, because x equals 57 isn't necessarily valid for both of these, is it? If x equals 57 on this right side, we would get a negative number for n, and that violates the constraints of the problem. N is a positive constant. So you're supposed to throw this one away. I guess. But I don't think it's, like, important. Way I did was solve for k, can't solve factoring stuff that well. Linear solve, which gives k equals 5x minus 1 over 4. Oh, the x plus n cancels when you do that? I must have done something wrong up here if I wasn't getting cancellation. Or I need to factor out the 71. Wait, does 71 go into 4047? Wolfram? Truth, I will solve that in a minute. Hey, Smarty Naman. 4047 divided by 71. It does! Oh my god. It's equal to 57. So I was actually... I nearly did it. The hard way. Okay, so I'm not going to do this problem, but because I am getting tired and I want to have to stream it soon. But someone in Discord, Fencyclidine, posted this integral. If anyone is interested in that. Yeah, Fizzbuzz. That would have been better, not to plug in numbers early. The question that does look solvable for me is this one that Truth posted. So we make an equation for the thief and an equation for the policeman for the position. So the position of the thief, oh yeah, I'll include the actual like question, although I knew what you mean. LC, I'm not going to do that. Sorry. Position of the thief is 100 times time in minutes. The policeman's position, well, we're going to say, I guess we can say the thief, well, no. Policeman starts 1 minute later. We're going to say that the thief has a 100-meter head start because the policeman gives him a minute to run first. So time 0 is when the policeman starts running in how I've set this up. This is a plus and that's a T. The policeman has the same base rate that then accelerates. Make T curved at the bottom? That's probably better. Like that. Meters. Yeah, Rookster, you're probably right. I'm just trying to figure out what a good explanation is for why the 1/2 is there. Because I know how to explain it with calculus. I don't want to explain it without calculus. I'll get right on that beer. So yeah, truth. I don't know how to explain this, but basically the policeman is accelerating, and when you have an acceleration, this is how it looks. Rookster gave kind of the general form, which is x of t is equal to your initial position plus your initial velocity times time plus 1/2 times acceleration times time squared. The area of a triangle? Oh, I guess that does make sense. I think I'm just going to show it as a formula, though. But yeah, so honestly, I think a lot of students would just prefer to just remember that equation, but yeah, so if we want to set these two things equal to each other and solve for t, and that'll give us the answer. A half times 10 is 5. Use relative velocity? I don't know how to do that when one's accelerating. Oh, well, I guess it's accelerating linearly, right? So yeah, Sarab, that's a good thought. I've already done it this way. I like that approach too, though. 100 equals 5t squared. Divide out the 5. 20 equals t squared. Take the square root of each side. Only keep the positive one because time is positive. It's equal to root 20, which you can simplify that radical because 20 is 4 times 5, and 4 is a perfect square. So it becomes 2 root 5. Oops. Sorry for bumping against my mic. So I'd say at 2 root 5 minutes, which is kind of a stupid number, but it's the answer. Well, yeah. The policeman has been running for 2 root 5 minutes, which is 1 minute later than the thief started running. And I think Sarab is giving an interesting idea where you talk about the velocities of them instead, relative to each other. I don't know how you get their position, though. Actually, so I'm not completely sure how to use Sarab's idea. It might save work, though. Yeah, Roxret. Now that I think it through more, I think it's easiest for me at least to do it the way that I showed. There might be a way that's shorter in general, but okay, Shivansh, what's the problem with that? I think so. They don't tell us otherwise. In real life, that would be a weird assumption. Oh, that's not weird if the thief has a head start, I guess. Why does inequality change for log whose base is less than 1? Ooh, that's a good question, dummy. Okay, I think that'll be the last question of the day, because I do want to wrap things up. If you have log base b of x, and you do the change of base formula, well, I guess let's think about 1 over b. You can make it to be log base b of x over log base 1 over b of b. And this is -1, right? So it becomes minus log b of x. So anytime you're doing, like, it's because of this negative sign here. Anytime you're doing log of 1 over something, you can always translate it so it's minus log of not 1 over something. And yeah, so for us, the acceleration was positive because he was increasing his speed. I think we got the right answer, at least. I made a mistake, but I don't think I did, at least. So yeah, dummy, I hope that answers your question. It's future gamers. Gosh, okay. That's a I keep wanting to wrap the stream up, but I think that's a quick one that we can do too. And then I really do want to go and relax, but we get secant squared a, just multiplying everything out, minus secant a tan a, plus tan a secant a. Sorry for my handwriting. Minus tan squared a. So yeah, these two terms in the middle cancel out. And then no worries, dummy. We have Pythagorean identities. So secant squared minus tangent squared is just 1. And we have exactly that on the board here. Secant squared minus tangent squared, so we just get 1. Yeah, Shivansh, you do give a good idea of just kind of if you know your difference of two squares, you can definitely just go straight to saying that it's a squared minus b squared. But I don't know, this is how I like to do it. Thank you, Tara Lee. I'm probably saying that wrong. Okay. I do think that's it for me for the day. So people who are here on YouTube, thank you for being here. I appreciate your questions and your participation. I don't know when I'll be streaming again. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day. I'll be doing a math stream. On Twitch, we'll look for a raid. So see you people on YouTube.